that our struggle in the last 7 years is just a phase or a reflection of our resistance in the past 123 years under different foreign dominions. So our struggle is not simply about an opposition to Cameroon, hate for Cameroon. It's a reflection of our fundamental opposition to foreign rule, foreign domination, and deprivation. That's number one. The second issue is the Ambazonian in the last 120 years has practiced traditional democratic principles. We have lived in a globalized world where we have strengthened the local in order to compete within the global. And that has been exemplified by the Kuva-Lekenyes, the Abombis, the Asonganis, and other traditional setups that have resisted foreign domination and have shown us how to govern societies based on customs and practices. Right. So there is a corpus of principles and norms and values that we can tap from to understand the Ambazonian democratic space. And if that is not enough, most of those things were captured from the 50s in our practice in democracy, being the first country in the continent of Africa that conducted a free and fair election, a sitting government relinquishing power to the opposition, and a constitution that defined the different functions of the state and was able to define the limits of power of the different components within that the state apparatus. Even the way we've conducted ourselves in the past 7 years of brutality and genocide, right, we have shown ourselves to be a people who are tolerant, who are compromising, and who are able to share despite the narrative that has been constructed to show that the Ambazonian is intolerant, is a kidnapper for ransom, is an abuser, cannot make compromises. So the building of this manifesto is a reflection of the reality of our lives as Ambazonians, but also of the practices that has journeyed with us from the time of our conception, even in under traditional authorities. And lastly,
yes,
it's also important for you to, and you are somebody who is you're talking a lot now about Pan-Africanism. It is important we understand the reason why the continent has moved from a state of near political independence and maybe some level of economic independence to a system of total reincorporation into a system of foreign domination by Western colonial powers.
Right.
It is because we failed woefully in preserving, what were part of our governing structures, and either expand, innovate, or create structures that coexist as we did with the House of Chiefs to govern our spaces. We holistically incorporated within our own traditional societies Western doctrines, Western norms and values. We eliminated our languages that informs our way, our mode of communication, that defines the way we deal with conflict, that defines the way we deal with compromises. We eliminated them and adopted everything that can be overthrown. If you look at Iran, it is difficult to overthrow Iran because you have to replicate the kind of government that is in Iran.
Exactly.
You cannot overthrow the government of the United Kingdom because the authority of the prime minister must be gotten from the queen or the queen.
Yeah.
That is an inherently United Kingdom structure of governance. The Ambazonian system of governance, the South African, all of these things are Western and they can be overthrown with a twinkle of an eye. So our manifesto does not holistically try to buy into the kind of Western narrative and Western construct of how society should be built. It factors in our own realities politically because it will be relevant in developing social and economic policies.
Okay. Wow. Thank you very much, Mr. President, for throwing so much light on that. And like you said, this is our own reality and structure in a way that, like you cited, that of the United Kingdom and that of Iran. And even at this, we live in a world where we think that the international community or international law must definitely be applied in everything that we do within our own direct jurisdiction, and also human rights law. So